As the IT threats are developing and are being more aggressive, what do you think how the defense can be evolving?
Yeah, I would say intelligent, first of all. I would say automated defense also time to time. What do I mean? Intelligence means we cannot just trust what we knew from the past. What was happened or what was happening as a problem, as a threat. Yes, okay, we wrote a rule to identify that once again. But the modern attack are intelligent them too and fresh new any single time. We call zero-day attacks. For that, we need some help to be able to identify those new threats. We call that machine learning, of course. So through machine learning, we are understanding actually what's happening inside not just the on-prem environment that we are used to protect, but also the cloud environments that maybe we have or maybe we are having without knowing. And then we put together all those information together with threat intelligence, so what's really happening in real time from the outside world, to make sure that we are having, let me say, the warning, the real one, when we are having a behavior which is different from the normal one for that specific identity, for that specific user, for that specific computer or device.
Europe is in the fever of GDPR, we can say, and this tells us that we have to protect our data more and more, much more intensively than before. What is your advice to that challenge?
Well, to protect data at the source, to protect data in the architecture. Of course, Oracle is the data company, so guess what? Yes, the Oracle database is containing a lot of personal data of our customers, not only the Oracle database, also other databases. So on the on-prem side, on the on-premise side, making sure that the data is secured in the architecture, encrypting the data, masking the data, for example, but also scrambling the data when needed or redacting the data. Those are all things that you can do that probably will help you a lot demonstrating your path in adhering to GDPR. Because you're doing that for all existing and future on-prem apps that you build yourself or that you bought, maybe. But data today, personal data, sensitive data too, but for sure personal data is already in the cloud. I think that, there is a statistics showing that more than 80% in Europe of personal data, of enterprises are already having cloud services which contains personal data. Could be SaaS, could be IaaS, could be, actually any kind of cloud service you can leverage. And in that case, it's most important to know if cloud services are used, and if they are adhering with your corporate policy, security policy around that. And if you decide to invest on cloud services, then you want to have proper visibility, and maybe also in this case, the capability to understand if the data is properly shared between users. And one important point is automation again, and the end user. The end user, it's actually the end user that could do some mistakes time to time. And from a security point of view, to protect personal data out there also in the cloud, we have to have some automation tool that we deliver as part of our identity and security offering.
Identification is a very important step when somebody approach a system, and also it's always a kind of point of threat. So what is Oracle solution for helping people, business users, for being safer in their operation?
Yeah. Let me say, identity fraud are actually usually happening because of using some identity of employees, external users, and then using that to exfiltrate data from the organization. At the same time, if we want to be effective, once we identify the threat, we want to be able to interact with exactly the source of the problem, not with all the users, of course, because otherwise we block the business, and that's not more acceptable within the digital era we are in. So this is where the technology, the Oracle technology, can help, because we want to trust, but at the same time continuously verify what the user identities are doing. We want to have the possibility to identify user identity across mobile devices, cloud applications, on-premise systems. We call it hybrid environment, and it has to be like that, otherwise we lose control. But we don't want necessarily to lock the user. We could say, dear user, we are having a suspicion around activities happening on your account because of machine learning I was talking about before, and maybe we ask you something more. We want to verify if it's really you. And maybe we can do that re-asking the password or maybe re-asking strong authentication. So to really make sure that the user is really what he's really doing. Of course, we could suspend the account immediately if you want, but it's important from a business perspective to allow all those possibilities. It depends on the context, what data the user is really accessing, what really the automation could be done, how really the automation could be done, at which level, or maybe also some manual intervention in the middle. So we call that Identity Security Operations Center, and it's actually a suite of cloud security services that could be consumed also for the on-prem and for the cloud to deliver this integrated view of next generation security.